Hey, it's Dave, and it's October 26th, and I'm out here, messed up beard, but I've been hunting this morning. So I'm hunting the trail right in front of the food plot. So I still don't want to hunt the food plot, but I'm hunting the trail. And really all I'm looking for is if there's a buck that goes by wanting to feed me. But I saw a doe and then it's yearling. They just walked through the food plot. They didn't stop to eat. They just walked through it slow. Anyway, that's not what this is about today. It's chilly out here too. I got cold up in the stand. So it's highs today's 51. So a little chilly. So you see where we're sitting. It's the rifle range, and then right at the head of the trail. So, but anyways, I just want to take a minute and talk about hunting. And if you're wanting to get into hunting, it can be very intimidating, and I know it was for me. And so I just want to throw some things out to help me get through that. If you want to start hunting, and get over that sense of intimidation, because no doubt there's plenty of testosterone flying around around hunting. Everybody's got a bigger, better story, bigger, better rifle, bigger, better bow, bigger, better whatever, and so there's a lot of it. So I started hunting in my 40s. I was 44 maybe when I first seriously started hunting. And I didn't shoot a deer until 2009. So that would have made me 40. See, I'm 56. So it made me right at the end of being, 45. So, so I'm right at the end of being 56. So the point is, that it was pretty late in life to do that, right? And the reason was, there's just a number of reasons. I just never could dedicate the time that I thought it would take, nor did I have the resources. It's probably more the second than the other, because I fished a lot and stuff like that. I love the outdoors, but I just never hunted. And my wife doesn't like guns, and so you have that issue. So anyways, what helped me get through it, I had a burning desire. I really, really wanted to learn to hunt ever since I was a little kid. And so, and as I got older, just the fire never went away. So here I am in my 40s and still want to learn to hunt. And so I vanpool with a guy, and I asked him about deer hunting. He said he'd take me out opening day. And so I used my dad's old 12 gauge shotgun. It was a Stevens. I still have it. Stevens pump shotgun made in the 50s. And so I used that with some slugs, and even put a little Bushnell scope on it, believe it or not, which is totally unnecessary. But anyway, it's so opening day, I go out there, and I didn't see anything. It was I didn't understand what was happening, really. I didn't understand how to hunt a deer, and so the guy was nice, but he just and then he even let me hunt his property in West Virginia. So, God bless him, a good fellow. And his stories he would tell were important, but I just never got a sense of how to. I got the basics, but I think the how-to is he just left that up to me. And at 44, I needed some help. So I looked elsewhere, and I ran across a fellow at church, Ron. We became really good friends, but he took me under his wing and taught me. And so the number one thing you can do, if you've got that burning desire, it doesn't matter your age or whatever, find somebody who will take you under their wing and teach you about hunting. It gets rid of all the little self-consciousness and concerns that, people have about, maybe I didn't do this right or that right, or, oh my gosh, I shot a button buck, or I shot a little doe and the world's going to end, those kind of things. So the world doesn't end, and that button buck could have got run over on the road the next day. Now, I'm not saying go out and that should be your only goal. If you're there's a whole world of whitetail hunting is just expansive, and so there's so many philosophies out there. But anyways, so Ron took me under his wing and taught me a whole lot, and so I learned things like deer habitat and what to look for, time of days to hunt, and time of the day to hunt, and why climbing up a tree was a better strategy than sitting on the ground. And if you're going to sit on the ground, to make a blind. And, did you know you could buy a blind? And all those little things that I really didn't know before. And so that was really helpful. And it's still helpful. I still learn things from Rob. So, and we hunt, and Robert, he's very informative too and teaches me things. And so the people I'm around teach me. And I continue to learn. And I will hopefully continue to learn until the day I die. But I'll tell you a couple other things that, read some books. There's some good ones out there. Steve, I brought one. Steve Rinella. So if you haven't seen this guy, the Meat Eater, he writes good books that really break it down in simple terms. And he goes over a lot of different hunting strategies. It's really good. But I love his show because he's one of the few hunting shows that will show the whole show. He doesn't shoot anything. And at the time when he did that, that was kind of revolutionary. So, because the reality of hunting is a lot of times you don't get anything. I would say, you're in the woods. Well, so this year I've been in the woods 8 days and I've shot one deer. So was that 1 out of 8? Now, I'm sure there's much better people at deer hunting than I am, and they'll do much better. But, that's my average is, it's not very high. So, hunting is a very patient game. It's a very methodical approach, and you're trying to outthink a deer and come up with the right strategies to ambush it and to manage that. So there's a lot of things. So reading and watching. There's plenty of YouTube out there. There's one that I watch a lot, and I'll insert the reference to him. But he runs several small acres of properties, and he does it. He's like a phenomenal hunter, and my hat's off to him. But he does it full time, and so it's his job. He's going to be much better at it. If you're like me, it's not my full-time job, although I have property now, so it could be my full-time job. But for years and years, it wasn't. I'm just a hack, I'd come out and hunt occasionally. It wasn't during hunting season, maybe I got a week off to hunt, and then maybe 3 or 4 other days. So Hank Parker Jr. used to have that commercial for Come Here Deer to help make you have that successful hunt on your weekend, because it's your one weekend off. I don't know if that stuff ever worked, but the places I've lived, you can't bait deer, and that's debate that whether that's ethical or not. But anyways, the thing I liked about that commercial is very true, that some people only have a 3-day weekend to hunt, and that's all they get all year. So hunting is it's a unique sport. So anyways, that's 3 things you can really help yourself out. The other thing is just don't be intimidated. I think everybody starts off and does stupid stuff. They don't take their climber up high enough, their climber stand. They don't take it up high enough. They don't want to be in a stand because it's scary. If you're afraid of heights, the first time you're in a stand, it's not comfortable. Yeah, that's truth. You get grossed out the first time you open up a deer. Some people do. You know, it's just, there's plenty of things you know, your equipment is old and it doesn't work. So sometimes that happens too. Anyway, I just want to, if you're one of those out there with that burning desire like I had and you're in your 40s, don't lose heart. Find your place and time and hunt, because it brings a satisfaction that nothing else does. At least for me. It's not for everybody, but for me it does. And so I've yammered on pretty long on this, so, and it's just me talking, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, remember what I always say: make kindness your business. And if everybody did that, it'd be a much better place. All right, so Dave out from the UTV at the rifle range. All right, Dave.